So you want to learn G-Perms and you think it's just too hard. Well, congrats, because I'm here to show you how to do G-Perms right. So a reason why nobody learns G-Perms is because basically what it is on the arrow things on the top for the diagram is just very, very complicated. So basically, it's not that complicated. What we have here is a GA perm where headlights are here in the back, and we have a 1x1x2 block on the left. And that's basically what a G perm is. Headlights somewhere, and then a 1-1-2 block here, anywhere else on the last layer. An A perm has a 1-1-2 block here on the left as opposed to the headlights in the back. So what we want to do for this case, have the headlights here in the left position. We have kind of a front right 1-1-2 bar here. And you got to start the algorithm with this very weird grip. And that's basically how you start the algorithm. So it's R2, U, R prime, U, R prime, U prime, R, U prime, R2, D, U prime and D at the same time. R, U, R, or R prime, U, R, D prime. And that is the algorithm. So setting it up, if I can set it up, you start the cue from this random grip here, which is very weird, and you do an R2 with it, and now you're at home grip. U, R prime, and then a finger drag U, and then R prime, U prime, R, U prime, and then R2, U prime and D. What it sets up is kind of a pseudo slotting for F2L, so you just insert that pair, and then do D prime, and then the algorithm is finished. So the next alg I'm going to show you is the GB perm. A lot of people think this is the worst GB perm, but that's just a good reason to learn it first or second. Depends on what you think is the worst G perm. So again, with headlights in the back, the recognition for this is kind of a front left 1-1-2 bar here. In this case, we want to keep the headlights in the back and here in the front right position. And we want to do F prime, U prime, F, R2, wide U, R prime U, R U prime, R U wide prime, R2. And then basically what this is, breaking it down, you take this pair out with F prime, U prime, F, and then R2, wide U, and then R prime, finger drag U, R, U prime, R, solves this block here, U wide prime, R2, fixes everything. So that's the GB perm. The GC perm, the GC perm, what it is a mirror of the GA perm, where for the GC perm, headlights are on the back, we have a bar here on the right, as opposed to it being on the left for the GA perm. However, don't use the mirror alg. The mirror alg is terrible, and the alg's already bad for a GA perm. So you might as well just not make it worse and use a different alg. So the algorithm here, we want to have the headlights here on the right, and we have the bar here at kind of a front left position. We want to start with this angle, which again is bad, but not as bad as this that we had to start in for GA. So the algorithm is R2, F2, RU2, RU2, R prime, F, RU, R prime, U, well, RU, R prime, U prime, regrip, R prime, F, R2. And breaking it down, what you do, you start from this grip here, and we want to do R2, F2, and then RU2, RU2, and then that's really not a good way to break it down, but I don't break things down good anyways, because there's no good way, so you just gotta learn the triggers. And then R prime, basically mix this block here, and then F, and then what I would do now is a sexy move, and then R prime F R2, and then that's basically the only way to learn it. There's really no good way to break it down like intuitively, so you just gotta look for certain triggers. So that's the GC perm. The final G perm we're gonna learn today is the G perm. That's the GD perm. So what it is, we have headlights here in the back, and it's the mirror of a GB perm. And the GB perm, in my opinion, is the worst G perm. And this is the mirror of a GB perm. This is the GD perm. So instead of doing F and wide U moves, what I would do, I would have the headlights here on the left. That would put the bar here at the right position here, the far right position. I would do R, U, R prime, U prime, and D at the same time. R2, U prime, R, U, R prime, U, R prime, U, R2, D prime. And breaking that down, we do kind of a sexy move, but doing the last move and D at the same time. And then R2, U prime, and then basically this is an awkward grip right here, but you use mostly your index finger to pull that corner up for R, and then U prime, and then you use two fingers to do this, and this is kind of a soft regrip, going from this straight to U, and then R prime, finger drag U, R2, D prime, and that is the GD perm. So those are all the G perms. All the algorithms will be in the description if you think breaking it down is not enough. Because I cannot put text on videos, for some reason my video editor sucks. But anyways, the algorithms are in the description. Brody the Cuber has a way of learning them better. And that's a video that I learned from the G perm. I learned all the G perms that I learned from his tutorial. So I would strongly recommend going to check that out after this video. And yeah, that's the end of this video, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.